there were 2 people injured?
Yes, at the time.
What else
that was quickly determined to not be the case. After when the initial entry into the schools by officers were made, that was quickly determined that nothing had taken place.
And is that student a middle school student?
As a student of the school district here.
How old is he?
A 12-year-old student.
With their own phone, or what?
Yes.
And how close together were those calls made?
I believe 4 minutes apart, something in that nature. I don't have the exact timeline.
But saying essentially the same thing in both phone calls?
Yes, same information coming, making a clarification of what building it actually was.
And saying what in the phone calls?
Just that there has been a shooting at the school and 2 people were injured.
What exactly, there was a male student, I said?
A male student.
What exactly was the person custody for?
At this time, that's being determined by the county attorney's office. I'm not going to speak any further about him because of his age or the charges, but he is in custody.
Do you know the motivation for the threat?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Can you speak maybe generally about the danger of making these kind of threats?
Well, obviously the response that it creates, we had an overwhelming response and a huge concern and obviously safety threat of the kids, but of all the law enforcement time that's being consumed or has been consumed and will be continue to be consumed over this prank. People have to understand it. In this day and age, you have to take these things very seriously, and we do. We did, and we are fortunate that it came to a closure, a resolution to it, that it was a prank, and that we do know the responsible party.
How quickly did officers arrive?
Within minutes. I was one of the first officers to arrive, and it was probably a minute.
Okay.
Was it a cell phone?
It was a cell phone. The phone was deactivated with only 911 functional, and we are confident that we have the phone. A search warrant will be conducted at a later time to access the contents of the phone.
About what time did you start to think this was a prank?
After we determined which building we were, which buildings we were going to search, it became fairly apparent to me, reasonably within probably 20 minutes to a half hour after I spoke with the administration and the principal staff at the schools, and we determined that no one had heard any type of report of any gunfire. Students didn't hear anything, and again, not being able to locate anybody in the specific rooms that were reported to be injured, we felt shortly after that it was a hoax.